Alright, Dragon Family. This is it. Episode 7 of 7. The winds of winter are coming to an end. Tomorrow is the spring equinox, and it's today was powerful. I think after my video last night, my rash fucking acted up. It was the worst I've ever had it for the 3 months that I've had the damn thing. And my mind just could not let it go. Man, what was it like? It was like an anxiety attack. Well, this morning was an anxiety attack, but not an attack, but more of like an episode, I'd say. But last night, yeah, my rash acted up like a motherfucker. It got me off my game. It rattled me. It honestly rattled me. And I was so frustrated and so just fucking absorbed into the tendency to kind of just, it's hard to describe, but it wasn't very good. It wasn't a good spot to be. And not that it was necessarily bad, but I knew that it wasn't healthy. I knew I wasn't practicing what I preached. And my whole ego came in. It was like, oh, you're just a pretender. You talk all this shit on the internet and stuff, but who are you really? And that negative self-talk was playing in my mind. And my girlfriend was very patient with me. She tried to talk me out of it. And I was... and she was trying to cheer me up, and I was getting frustrated with myself that I wasn't allowing her to cheer myself up or cheer me up. There was just this blockage, this fucking energy blockage there that I just was not able to let anybody in. And I think it's a little unfair for me to ask anybody to pull me through those moments, to pull me out of that quicksand. So I really need to continue to learn how to cope with those reminders of my not my darkness, but the tendency to kind of revert back to frustration and just being powerless. The victim mentality. I was reverted back to a victim mentality where I just felt fucking so frustrated. And it ties in, it honestly, it's like an influx of energy that I just don't know how to process. And it's the time of year. I know for a fact, astrologically, whatever you want to call it, there's something happening the past couple months that aligns with what I'm feeling. It's unreal. It's fucking so it's scary. It's fucking terrifying how I know that I'm not under the influence of my own kind of to a degree. I'm not under the influence of my own decisions. It's my own I don't know if that's the right way to put it, but choices, obviously you're not your circumstances, you're the result of your choices from moment to moment, but in general, I'm being called by something, it's drawing me in. And and I caught myself doubting. I was like, what if I'm not strong enough to kind of pull myself out of those moments? It's just a mental quicksand where my thoughts just kind of get stuck. They get so stuck, and I know what pulls me out of it, but it's just a matter of practicing. It's those moments where I would hide from. I would honestly pick up a joint and just numb it out. I would hide from it. And these are the moments where growth happens. And it wasn't until later today that I kind of I centered myself to the point where I saw it for what it was. And that is progress or growth is not supposed to feel comfortable. It's not supposed to be warm and fuzzy. It's supposed to be stressful to a degree. It's supposed to challenge you. It's supposed to put these tests in your mind and see how bad you fucking want it. Like, it's a lot like finishing an ultra marathon in that your body can only carry you so far, your mentality can only carry you so far, and then something else has to take over. You need to want it. You need to want something better. You need to want to see it through. It's a mental discipline to trust yourself enough to pull through, enough to just take the leap into the fucking unknown. Be scared, be uncomfortable, be stressed out, whatever you got to do, but just be there. And it ties into another little coincidence. Like, there's a whole bunch of little fucking coincidences today. But I was packing up my books. To overcome the anxiety this morning. Maybe I'll touch on that in a minute. But to overcome that episode this morning, which was pretty bad. But it's the same kind of vein. I was packing up my books. I started to want to take control of my environment to the point where I'm doing something proactive. So I was packing up my books, and one of them was Wherever You Go, There You Are was the title. And oddly enough, it was the same author that I borrowed a book from my girlfriend way back when I spent 12 hours in the emergency room for my rash. And they just told me it was going to go away in a couple months and gave me some little bottle of cream for it. But it was that exact same author, and like even the title, she even told me, like, wherever you go, there you are, and to be happy in the moment for what it is. Like, don't try to force it. And like, that was just a little coincidence that kind of it jogged my brain a little bit. And that's when I kind of started believing that this is what it's supposed to feel like. Like, this is my fucking this is my ascension process. Like, this is how I transcend the past fucking bullshit that I've allowed to limit my potential. So it's fucking deep. And even I'm at our special spot, our special Tim Hortons spot, and on the way here, the range kilometers on my vehicle read 555, and the time was 555. So like, even that is just like, it's those little moments where something's trying to tell me something. And like, this morning, I could listen, I could hear it, but it was like, it was so much, it was so loud. I got fucking terrified that I wasn't strong enough to carry on. Maybe the burden is too much for me. That sort of fucking thing. And yeah, I think my girlfriend, God bless her, she came over twice, and she didn't have to. She had her own stuff going on, but she came and gave me a hug and just kind of just gave me a hug and showed me love and assured me that, like, everything that I was feeling or thinking was just a thought. And it reminded me of I always say it, it's like practice what you fucking preach, man. But I got to be cautious in that, to the sense that, you know, this is my practice. Like, I don't claim to be a master of anything of this. I don't claim to have anything figured out. Not at all. It's quite the opposite. I'm learning. This is how I learn. They're like, these videos is me learning. This is the process. So I got to be easy on myself. I can't expect myself to become a fucking Shaolin master, fucking, you know, just one with the universe. Like, I've come from fucking dark places. I came from fucking nothing, and I'm pushing so fucking hard. I just need to respect myself enough to allow myself those uncomfortable moments, see them for what they are, and stay away from the all or nothing thinking where Like, oh, if I don't fucking get over this, like I'm gonna lose my girlfriend, or I'm gonna lose my new job, or I'm gonna just fucking wake up one day and it's all just gonna be a dream. Like that type of fucking shit, it doesn't serve me well at all. And honest to fuck, I swear to God, it has to do with my rash, in the sense that my naturopath, last week was it? She was saying it's like my body is shedding a layer, and like my spirit's trying to, or my body's trying to catch up to my spirit, in the sense that it's shedding the old it's shedding the old burdens, I guess, shedding the old armor, and it's going to take a while for me to develop the new my new exoskeleton, I get my new mortal fucking boundaries, I suppose. But like, it's these, I hope this is making sense. I hope I can illustrate how this is all like tying together into the same process. And like the fucking turning of the seasons here, that's what makes it so powerful, is like winter turning into spring. Like I'm embodying that somehow, some way. It is within me to fucking to express, and it's fucking powerful. Like, and like, it's one thing for me to say I accept the burden and everything like that, but fuck, man, like this shit is deep. So yeah, I mean, again today I spent the day with my daughter, and it's pure magic. She's so good for me. She's we were a bit bummed because we went to the Oval again. It was open when we left. Everybody was skating, but by the time we got there, they had to close the ice due to it being too warm. So we hung out at the library for a bit until our Mooseheads game. So we spent a lot of quality time this weekend together, and I'm very grateful for that. But this morning was tough. I did a quick workout because I just could not make heads or tails of the struggle I was in. And I reached out to my friends and my mother, who they reminded me of how badass I was. Like growing up, all the way back to like high school, is like probably the first real evidence of this. And I don't know if I touched on it, but essentially, I skipped so much school in grade 10 and 11. I didn't take it seriously, to the point where grade 12, I was faced with a decision. Everybody had at least one off class per semester, so I had to fill my off classes with courses to get enough credits to graduate in 3 years, which my grade 12 year. But I also had to take another science credit on top of all that, and I ended up homeschooling myself chemistry 11. And I don't know if you're aware of chemistry or like the ins and outs of it, but teaching your fucking self from chemistry textbook is hard. I threw that fucking textbook across my room so many times. My mother can attest to that. I got so fucking... But you know what? I killed that year. Like, I won a student improvement year, or a student improvement award. I'm pretty sure they instituted that award just because of me. Like, I was getting high 90s because I applied myself. I was so determined, and like, it was a powerful year in the sense that I was facing the same emotional kind of distress, because my high school sweetheart, let's call it, but not that I kind of identify that anymore, but I fucked up 2 pretty good relationships at the same time, essentially. Like, I left this one girl who I said I loved for another girl, and then fuck, it all spiraled down, and like, it was a self-destructive kind of cycle I was in. But that's fucking life. I think that's really life. But that's kind of where my brain goes for fear of emotion, is to kind of relate it all back to that. Like, I remember their voices saying, "Oh, you need help, you need this," and it's just a judgment, the fucking judgments and the misunderstanding and not being able to express what the fuck it is going on in my brain. But, anyways, grade 12 year was the first year where I really kind of turned the switch. I really turned the game around. I changed the paradigm and the fact that I knew what I was going to do, come hell or high water, fucking by any means necessary. I was going to graduate that year, and sure enough, I fucking did. And the only reason I didn't graduate with honors is because grade 11, I took a math 12 course or something like that, which didn't qualify me for honors, but my grades were up there. I was so jacked, but again, it wasn't sustainable to the point where I was so unhealthy mentally and spiritually and even physically. Like, I've never been one for sports or anything. I was more I was more prone to quit things rather than stick them out. So I didn't do any sports in high school. No track and field, no football. Cause I was skinny and insecure and all this other shit. But since then, I've taught myself to play goaltending and ice hockey. Became pretty good, and then obviously started running and stuff in like the past couple years. So, athletically, I was always there. So there was a lot of potential I was leaving on the table, and that goes for mental and spiritual as well. Like, I'm just getting fucking started here. I'm just getting rolling. Like, I've obviously I found something. I'm a late bloomer by all accounts. But like, I'm here now. I value the time that I have left, and I will make the most of it. And part of that is just allowing myself to be loved and allowing myself to love myself. That is the fucking key. Because sometimes, man, I feel so inferior to like others. If I don't know what it is in my brain that allows me to think like that, where I don't know if it's like necessarily comparing, but yeah, it probably is. Like, I bet he had a better like high school life than I did, or like growing up, I bet he had like better parents, or like he's better off now because of it, like that type of shit. And I don't know. Maybe that's like a normal thing to do, I guess. But to the point where, oh my god, it's so fucked up. Like, I don't know if there's anything that I can accomplish to really like cure that. It's just something that I need to incorporate into my process. And like, at the same time, it's been what, like fucking let's call it 5 weeks since I quit this major fucking addiction to escaping my emotions and to really rationalizing my mentality down to something that's just easy. It's easy to be a victim. It's easy to hide. It's easy to say, well, fuck it, it just wasn't for me, or like, I'm not strong enough. Like, fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that. I will become strong enough. I will fucking shine by any means necessary. And like, it's not supposed to be comfortable. Like, I understand that. And it was that kind of feeling that I was running from for so many years. Like, growth is not supposed to feel good. It's supposed to feel rewarding, but it's not supposed to be comfortable. Yeah, you gotta embrace the kicks in the ass rather than like the warm hugs of a habit. And that's pretty much where I'm at. I start my new job tomorrow, so there's always those nerves of like fear of failure, or like, call it what it is, like fear of success. Even like, I'm fearful of being successful because of what it means for like being exposed and vulnerable And like it probably goes deep. It goes deep. Even my relationship with money. Like if I were to become a millionaire, like I know where I was at or where I might still be is like, oh, millionaires are like maybe crooked or, I don't really necessarily think that, but like subconsciously, there's always the fucking unknowns. Like there's so many little unknowns that are yet to be tapped into. Um, so it's a fucking process. It's a fucking process of getting kicked in the ass to the point where, uh, yeah. Like the energy will be overwhelming. But thank God for my support network. Like my good friends, they all know me. They've seen what I can do. They know what I'm about, and they can be honest with me. And my girlfriend just knows me. That she can read me like a book. But even she's growing too. I'm not going to sit here and rely on anybody 100%. Like it's unfair of me to expect anybody to walk this path for me. Um, but at the same time, I need to not be so hard on myself. Like I need to respect myself as a person who is also growing. And that comes with love. It's all. It's all got to come from love, like self love mainly. Oh man. So that's where I'm at. I hope I covered everything. Right now, I'm waiting for my girlfriend so we can have a coffee and go for a run together, and say goodbye to this winter fucking whatever it's called, winter closure. Welcome in spring with a fresh set. Like it's all about um, cleansing and ascending, and it's not comfortable by any means, but it's going to be worth it. This spring is going to be the best spring yet. Just like this year, it's already been a fucking amazing year, and I intend on maximizing every moment to the point where maybe one day, not maybe, but one day I'll be able to kind of see these thoughts and watch them pass, like the passing of the clouds. I don't know if you can tell right now, but it's pretty cloudy. So once I can get to that point and watch these negative thoughts pass like a cloud, then I'll be right where I'm at. And there's my girlfriend right on cue. See coincidences. So day 7's done. I'm going to peace out, enjoy my time, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Day 1 spring, baby.